You're back. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience, being so kind and loving as to let us take an intermission this show because I had to pick up y'all's niece, okay, from her very first concert. So Tate McRae was a success. Leave us a comment if you know who Tate McRae is, if you or your kids went to the concert tonight. So, moving right along. I wanted to talk about a crazy story that I heard on Beyonce's internet. Okay. I looked it up on several different vlogs, whatever, and found it is true. So there is a set of conjoined twins. Okay. They got two heads. They share a lot of the internal organs in the chest and below. So they got one vagina, but they got two heads, two brains. You know what I'm saying? And only one of them is married.
That's lit.
Oh my God. I figured you'd probably think something like that. What do you think about that though? Like,
I think it's just different. It's definitely different. I don't.
So she always there every time they do it, even if she don't participate. But I mean, there's like another head right there. Like,
obviously, she don't participate. If only one of them is married, obviously she don't participate, which means if she likes somebody else, he gonna let that man smash the same vagina.
Wow, I didn't even think about it like that. So, oh my God, this is nuts.
Yeah, I mean it's different. It's very different.
I'm gonna say because I wanted to deep dive a little more into this, but just assuming, right? I'm gonna assume the other sister just bowed out gracefully and was like, "Fuck it, you found somebody first. I'm gonna just be single." Cause we can't share a vagina.
Obviously, if you're at a point where that's what you're doing.
So I would just have to just sacrifice for my sister. You know what I'm saying?
No. You can have your husband, whatever. But when I want to smash over here, your husband can't say that's cheating because that's not you, that's me. I'm sorry. You just got to be there for the... If I have to sit here and be here for the ride with you and your husband all the time, it ain't no way you about to tell me that I don't get one enjoyment out the lifetime that I can't be like, damn, I won't, and they down for it too. Man, hell no. Right. Me personally, I wouldn't. As no,
you wouldn't date somebody that's conjoined like that.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. I mean, because and they know it was probably difficult for her husband to deal with that at first. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't even cry. Like, I'm just straight. I would just be straight altogether. But I'm good. I wouldn't indulge. You know. But more power to you. And
we're gonna come back to that. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I'm glad that y'all found the system to work. Hopefully this, that works. Hopefully nobody's suffering in the system, but if so,
and God bless the sister that seems to be being selfless and sacrificing and letting her sister get married and having to deal with that whole thing, because it's like, and I'm gonna cut that off right there because I want to get deeper into that in our last hour, which is usually time to talk it out after dark, where we get a little whatever, or maybe even next week.
Okay, yeah.
So, we'll come back to that next week. Next thing I wanted to talk about was this crazy story that I ran into on Beyonce's internet. So, there's this guy, black guy, older black guy, looked like he was, I think he was 44. Sued his employer because they was being racist. You know what I'm saying? Sued them and got 3 settlement checks. He won. Excuse me. So he took all 3 of these settlement checks to a TCF bank in Livonia and attempted to cash them. He had documentation with the check along with lawyers' contact information to validate these checks that he won in a racial discrimination lawsuit. Okay. They called the police. They suspected him of quote unquote fraud, allegedly. But it's not alleged that they called the police because that happened. But the reason why, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, this man is going to win on the case of losing. In this case, when they say you can't win for losing, he going to win for losing more than once because y'all keep trying him. Y'all keep playing. Y'all want to be racist. I keep telling. I keep saying that these suburbs is racist, man. And I don't care how ghetto it is. This is one of the reasons why I rather stay in Detroit. Because I deal with my own people.
Yeah, for sure. Not you. You just said you were leaving Detroit. You got to make your mind up.
No, because I'm saying when I'm in Michigan, I'm going to stay in Detroit. When I leave, I said I'm leaving Michigan. I didn't say I'm leaving Detroit on my post. Because you're right. And I've always said that. I would rather stay in Detroit if I got to stay in Michigan than to live in the suburbs.
So, dude, you talking about stay in Michigan?
I don't know where he... Yeah, he cashed his check in Livonia. I just said he took it to Livonia. Absolutely. And this is what I'm saying. This is the Mississippi of the North. These people up here is extremely racist. It's more racist in Detroit suburbs than it is in some of these other towns of other states up here. It just is. For us to be such a melting pot, it's ridiculous. And I refuse. I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the segregation. I'm tired of the racism. I'm tired of the non-opportunities and just the weather. I'm tired of a lot of it. And I love my city. You know what I mean? I love that I'm from here. God don't make no mistakes. But he also made it a way of escape. Okay? And as soon as my daughter get done with the Detroit Youth Choir and get settled in college, me and my family is out of here.
That's the escape, man.
I'll be back to make sure I check on my property, check on my family. I'm gonna be like a snow bunny. You know what I mean? When it start to get cold, y'all gonna see me be gone for a few months straight.
Fade away.
A few months straight, and then I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm paying my dues right now, so that within the next 10 years, I'm able to do that. Period.
Facts.
I'm about to find me some land somewhere else and pray over it.
Facts, though. That's facts.
Because that man was an Air Force veteran. He done gave how many years of his life sacrificed to this country? Sacrificed his life for him to have to be harassed at work and then, or discriminated against at work, whatever. And then the Karens or Kens at the bank, the Buppies at the bank. You mean to tell me I got to take this from the Buppies at the bank?
But you know what? That's how people at the bank act, though.
I know, because there do be a lot of fraud, and I understand that. But this man had documentation, lawyers. You even called a lawyer? Did you look at did you try to even validate the stuff before you called the police on this man and humiliated him after he already been through so much? It's ridiculous. And Livonia is known for being racist. Let's be for real. The cops is known for being racist. If you know, you know. You live in Southeast Michigan, Metro Detroit, you know Livonia is one of them cities that I'd have been like, dang, you sure we got to go to Livonia? Can we go somewhere a little more driving while black friendly? Let's be for real. Because these cities is half, some of them in Michigan is sundown towns. Go to hell, Michigan. Go to it's another one they talk about openly in Michigan. Matter of fact, I probably can Google it. Hell, Michigan is one of them. The KKK is got headquarters here. You ain't know that?
How far is that you're talking about?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's Michigan.
But that's where the other shit at too. The headquarters shit is talking about.
In Michigan, yeah. Hold on. Sundown towns in Michigan. Michigan had numerous sundown towns, so they still got them. Stop playing with me. Examples include Dearborn. You see why I be saying I don't want to go to Dearborn? ChatGPT, know that? Google. I don't play with Dearborn. They shot that lady because she got in a car accident and knocked on the door and asked for some help. I don't play with Dearborn. I've been telling my daughter that since we moved over here. Because anytime she Googles something, it tried to send us to Dearborn. And I be like, you know what I'm saying? Warren? But no, I'm talking about, and they're talking about close. But I'm talking about, it's Hell, Michigan, and it's another one. It seemed like it started with, I almost had it. Howell, Michigan. Be careful. Don't get caught there after dark. Now you black. So I just I feel sorry for that man. Prayers up for him. I hope he sued the pants off of TCF Bank and it be called whatever the heck his name is. Bank. Because they should be ashamed of themselves. Okay, so I had another good question that I wanted to talk about. Now, this can be a little controversial because men hate talking about this subject. But Kim Kardashian brought up something, and okay, I hate that it came from her because I think she's a bit of a Black Widow type. Like, I don't think she mean black men no good. I think her mother is some type of witch, but that's another story. But she made a good point, or she brought up a good subject, topic, whatever. She says that she thinks child support should go to age 21 and not 18. And so I wanted to know what you thought about that as a child support payer.
I mean, I think it should be a lot of stipulations to child support anyway. I paid child support living in the same household as the child that I was paying for. So, I mean, I feel like that shouldn't have happened.
Did they know that?
Yes. And I feel like that shouldn't have happened.
Well, you know what? I think that's an incentive for you to marry that person. Because why is you living in the house with your child's mother and not married to her?
But at the same time, am I not taking care of? That means
I'm just saying. I feel like that's what it's for. It's to encourage men to marry these women, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I understand that.
Because you could be living in the house with the kid and not taking care of it. I know that you wasn't, but it's plenty of men that does that. They'll be sitting there eating the kids' fruit snacks, ain't working, ain't contributing shit.
Why she
so you know what I'm saying? Right. Exactly, fighting her, all kind of weird shit.
I understand that, but
so I think because there's so many men that's out here like that, and you can't differentiate the two. You can't just tell who is who. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, so many good men like you is not holding these whole ass niggas accountable. The police don't be holding them accountable half the time. The courts, okay? Nobody's holding these guys accountable. So y'all have to pay for their bullshit. I think if more upstanding fathers will hold their friends this bullshit accountable, or family members or whatever, we would, get a look. Because I feel like guys care about looking like a man in front of other men. And because a lot of good fathers turn a blind eye and don't hold niggas accountable for not taking care of their kids, they get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Because the courts, like I said, the courts ain't holding them accountable. They friends ain't holding them accountable. They mamas ain't holding them accountable. The women ain't holding them accountable. They already ain't had no good example half the time from a daddy in their own life. That's why they passing this bullshit down to their kids. So, you know, I agree with you. That was my same thought, that child support, period, is supposed to come with boundaries and rules and regulations and everything like it does. It should be better regulated federally, because I feel like state to state is different. I think child support should be a federal thing instead of a state thing. I think that if child support is going to go after 18, it need to go directly to the child. Once the child is 18, it should go directly to the child. I think.
I feel like all the checks should be written to the child, right? But as the mother, or, you know what I'm saying, the child can't cash the check anyway. You gotta be there anyway, right? I feel like all the checks should be written out, but so then that way it plays out like that, right? Because it plays out to after you are your own sole provider, you can cash your own checks, right? But until you are your own sole provider, but then that way it's no mishandles in between. It ain't no checks in between that went to you that wasn't supposed to go to. Because as soon as this child
What you mean wasn't no checks that went to who that wasn't supposed to?
When this child was a child and wasn't able to cash checks, and you was taking care of this child, you had to be there. You was the sole provider, or whatever. What you was the sole cut, whatever it was, that to cash the checks, right? You had to be there. Now, once this child reaches a certain age,
18,
boom, you cashing all these yourself. That's why I feel like it should be in the child's name from the jump. Because what's wrong with it being in the child's name? Is that wrong? Because it's still going. Is the sole purpose? Is it for being for the child? So even if you gotta be there for it, I don't. That's just what you said. I was just saying. I was just piggybacking on what you said.
No, I said because it is in the child's name anywhere it go. Before that's so. I don't even know what you said that for. I never said that. I said it should go directly to the child. After the child is 18. Yeah, because if the child ain't 18, the child not old enough to make responsible decisions with the money. And the child not responsible for their own roof over their head, their own transportation, their own livelihood. So, and this goes to niggas, men, whatever, having a problem with women paying their rent with the child support. Like, for me, I think it makes perfect sense that the woman should pay her rent and shit like that with the child support. Because, duh, that's what it is. Child support. You want to make sure that your child got their bare basic necessities before anything else. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I think.
Right, we're talking about what we were saying.
I'm not saying that that's the only way you think of to pay your rent. But I think if the woman not working, especially when women first come out of having a baby, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, however she choose to budget her income, because child support is income. If she choose to use child support to pay a bill or two or all of them, as long as it's going to the support of the child, how is a roof over the kid's head not support? You know what I'm saying? Just like we was having that conversation a couple of weeks ago about the girlfriend being mad about the nigga helping the baby mama pay the car note. Same type of deal. It's like, if you using child support to make sure your car don't get repoed, why would I be mad about that? Because if you don't, I'm going to have to figure out a way for my kids to get everywhere they got to go when your car get repoed. You know what I'm saying? And you got the money, but you going to say, no, this child support, I can't use it to pay my car note. I'm just letting my car get repoed, but I got this money sitting in the bank. That's dumb. That's dumb. And any man that think that his baby mama should do that don't care about his kids for real. He's being selfish and petty and ornery, and it's dumb, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think it should go after the kid is 18, and like you say, they're responsible for they moved out, they in college or something like that.
That shouldn't matter. It should be that. This is why
this is what I'm saying. If you, it really don't matter. It really don't matter if the kid still live with the parent. It really don't matter. But hopefully, once your kid have got 18, y'all have raised your kids to now they done went to college, they done moved on. At least they on their way to moving on. You know what I'm saying? To their own shit. They can use this child support to save up to get their own place. You want your kid to be able to, between the ages of 18 to 23, start their own life. That's the whole point in college. But if they don't want to go to college, then they do the school of hard knocks. So but I'm just saying, once they get 18, it don't matter where they live. Once they get 18, the kids should have the money go directly to them.
How many mishaps have happened because it don't go directly to the kid? It's a support order, so it still goes to the parent after the kid is even grown.
Nah, but see, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, hell yeah. Now that back pay is all to the parent still after the 18. You should have paid it on time.
It's not even to the point where it's like, okay, it's down to this point. It's to you, and then that point it's not clarified.
If you are not, here's the clarity right here. If you got a rearage, when the kid get 18, them arrearage should still go to the parent that was paying or taking all the responsibility 10, 12 years ago. Now, if you up to date, which is what I was talking about, somebody that's up to date on their child support.
Different situations is what I was trying to say, which is why it should be one way. That's what I'm saying. But there's too many different situations to look into.
But you can't have it be. It's too exactly.
Which is why they don't get settled the right way.
But we talking about if they changed it to going to 21. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was talking about. We was talking about the scenario that she came up with to changing it to go from 18 to 21. I'm not here to argue about the current state of child support because I think it's trash for both ends. I'm not about to, you know what I'm saying? That shit's terrible. But I do think that it's a good idea to continue to support your kid after 18. That's the whole point of it. For mothers and fathers, you know what I'm saying? And I think that there's nothing wrong with stretching it out on the legal end. Because like somebody said in one of the comments on the post that I got this from, your kids is still, or was that Kim Kardashian? I think Kim Kardashian might be the one that said that. Your kids is still basically kids at 18. They still need help. You know what I'm saying? They still need support. And like I said, hopefully they're in college. They need help in college. And you expect them to be on their way to graduating at about 21. So if you can, still kind of help them out in that time, it'll help set them up for success. And, you got some fathers that don't even do it under 18. So it'll probably be hard to get. But I don't think it'll be a bad thing for the kids to have that cushion to where they get child support after they 18. And so I said the child have to be, I said after 18, the money go directly to the child. I said the child needs to be in school or work. And I said not married or no kids. Because if you done got married and you done had kids, you're ready to take care of yourself. I ain't about to keep taking care of you as a parent. Because I'm thinking about, it's some women that pay child support too. I'm not just looking at it on the dad tip. It's just people paying child support. Supporting your kid after 18, I think is a good thing. And I think there's nothing wrong with it being legally extended. Like I said, because it's the same way with Social Security. Social Security will pay you longer if you in school. You know what I'm saying? I think that when you get married, your survivor's benefits, Social Security, like if your parent passes away, I think that stops. So it's no different. I think, yeah. Just like Social Security can be extended out, so should child support. And you think not.
I definitely don't remember what I was about to say at this point, but I tried my hardest not to cut you off. I have plenty of things to say, but it's just over with. But that's fine. Next. Next. Okay, what did you have next?
Well, we could just move on. I had some questions, I guess, that I had got from ChatGPT. Since you have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, next. Because in the trend, because one thing is when I'll try my hardest not to cut you off because I know that I don't like to be cut off, right? So when I notice that I'm even trying to say something in the midst, I know when it's not my turn, because if you feel like it's my turn, you'll be like, oh, okay, well, say that, and then you're gonna say it. But if I try to say something and then you keep going, I'm gonna not say nothing because I know you in your moment. But then if I can't remember, because it's so many pointers that I just wanted to touch at the time, and I just can't remember because I can't get in and get it off. I get lost. It was so much stuff. I just don't remember. It was just too many times. It's
too many times that you wanted to cut me off.
Bingo, but I said nothing exactly.
Okay.
And now it's just so much is backed up. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, one of the questions that I had, I thought it was a good question. Just for psychological purposes and stuff like that, we at that age where we kind of self-reflecting and stuff. Do you think chaos can feel like comfort when you grew up in it? I thought that was a good question.
No.
Say no.
No.
And why not?
Because when you grew up in it, you knew it was chaos. So you're not comfortable on something that you didn't like when you grew up. No, you do want to get away from that. No. You wanted to get away from it the whole time. No. No.
I feel like it's different for different people. I feel like some people don't even realize that they're constantly in chaos because they grew up in it and it seems like comfort.
That don't mean that you don't know that it's chaos when you experience the real world. You know the difference. You don't know the difference as long as you held in on it. As long as you held inside of four walls. That could be the comfortability inside of these four walls, but when you get outside and you notice that it's outside the box for you, and motherfuckers, it's a different reaction because everybody outside is not chaotic. You tend to adapt. We as humans know it's like animals almost. We adapt to surroundings in a comfortability within ourselves. That don't mean we're gonna be exactly like the people around us, but you adapt to that surrounding within your comfortability. Because if not, you wouldn't be able to work a job. Everybody you around at work, that don't mean you like them. That don't mean that you ain't the most comfortable around you, but you adapt to be comfortable around them at the time just enough. You adapt as a person, as a human, as a species. That's just what we do. You tend to adapt to certain things. Once you realize that that's not what it was, that was chaos, when you already knew, and you get out and you get the confirmation that was chaos to your knowledge, you tend to adapt to outside of what's comfortable to you. What you, as far as you allow yourself to go. You don't just stay stuck in like, it's supposed to be like how I was in the house. No, because you learn different shit. Outside you adapt. So I don't think so, no.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I think it is like I said, it's different for different people. But I totally get what you're
That's
saying.
everything, though.
I totally get what you're saying on that note. I think some people don't even pay no attention. They don't even realize that they seem to be settling in comfortable in chaotic situation after chaotic situation. You know. So okay, I got another question for you. So if you had to start over today, what would your next career trajectory or hustle focus be?
Shit, I don't know. If I had, nope, I don't know. I ain't got, I wouldn't have a clue. I would literally have to stop and look at some shit because to, today I'm not, I ain't like I'm a spring, like, well, I ain't gonna say that because I am, but it ain't like I'm as young as that question, that, I feel like that question is kind of, it fits more of a younger person. It ain't nothing that I really feel like I can grab right now and just be like, oh damn, I'm just gonna be like that. It, not that it's too late, but it's too late, because it's kind of touching what we touched on the Zadarius situation. When you reach your peak of just age, you know your peak, and a decline is just a little different. It ain't that you know what I'm saying. It's just like you can't do what you did before, and I feel like on my end, that's where it's at with me. So if
I
it's at
mean, are you
anything,
thinking of a physical standpoint or
just
just
doing
mentally
something to
everything?
live off of. Basically, if I had to scratch everything, yeah, you got to think about something you can do every day. Shit, something I can do every day. It don't matter what it is, physically. I'm at the point I can probably do it at my best right now. Could I live off of it if I had to scratch everything and be like, yeah, I can do this shit right now until I'm shit 90, 100. Ain't nothing I can think of. Like,
90, 100.
yeah.
Yes. I mean,
What I mean, that's basically kind of more so. I don't really know, and I don't think it's nothing I can really grasp like that, and feel like I can do better on the back end than I could have did on the front end. Like I just don't feel like that. As far as knowledge wise, just experience in life, yeah, but physically doing something, no. That's just me. Everybody got different, That's just me.
yeah. No, I feel you. Um, for me, it would be something like this. What I'm doing now, I'd have pursued radio and TV more zealously. Writing, I would have wrote my first book earlier, finished it anyways. Um, something talking or writing or expressing, and just like entertaining type situation. Um, yeah, I would have dug deeper into it in 2020 instead of wasting my time doing what I was doing. Lord, that is a big regret of my 2020. Oh, I fumbled that ball, baby. I fumbled that ball for real. I try not to think about it. But I'm grateful to be alive. Because a lot of people did not even make it through 2020 with their life. So, but yeah. Um, yeah. I would probably, that's what I would do. I always wanted to be like Oprah, Ricky Lake. You know what I'm saying? So I would pursue that more zealously early. And if you had to start over today, what would your next hustle be? Yeah, I would go probably back to doing event planning. My brother is revamping, restarting a business that I pretty much introduced him to, and he got in, So I'm excited for him and his hopefully fiance. I hope they get married, but definitely my niece's mom for that. And I'm excited to partner with them next summer. And so I will possibly go back into event planning, family entertaining, rebirth Diamond the Diva Clown. But I'm like a business freak. Like when I hear people talking about stuff they like to do, like I always be like, well, you should do this, like to make it into a business. Like that's one of the things that I like to do. Like I wish I could start a business helping people start businesses, but
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let people just do whatever it is that they're doing before you. Some people just. It's a different story. That's a story for another day, man. But yeah, that's the thing.
what do you mean? What's the story for a different day?
That's a different story for a different day. Will is celebrating with you, your things. So.
Anyways, yeah, that's cool. I really feel like this is dying out at this point. I think I'm in this by myself. Let me see that. Please. So if you have nothing else to say, I'm gonna just end this.
What you mean? As far as no, I have been.
As far as the episode.
Oh no, I've been out of like the done with that part. As far as what I wrote down, I've been done with that. I was just answering what you was asking at this point. You said you had a question.
Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff, but it's fine. We can reach the Zoom. I just feel like the whole energy is off since I had to go get 7 anyway. So it's fine. We can start this back next week. We do appreciate you guys for shooting with us in the gym as always. Make sure you're subscribed, okay? Because it only gets greater later, okay? We got much more in store, okay? Here on Time to Talk It Out. This was our Kilo episode, okay? Episode 36. So y'all have been shooting with us in the gym for a while. You got any announcements or anything like that? T-Double, anything you want to talk about? I mean, somebody's big day is going to be next week. So you guys really should show up because it's going to be some surprises and good things popping for your boy.
I know. That's really the end for me. Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. So, y'all know Sweetest Day coming up. Remember, I heard something on the radio. Remember that Sweetest Day is for the fellas. Y'all got Valentine's Day. So on the Midwest is what they said exactly here. We celebrate.
Yeah, because everybody don't celebrate Sweetest Day.
Sweetest Day for the fellas. So remember that.
And
October the 18th to be exact.
What are you getting your boo for Sweetest Day? What do you want if you're a fella? What would you want your person to get you for Sweetest Day? Do y'all like chocolate and teddy bears and shit? Like, what would you want somebody to get you for Sweetest Day? If it wasn't already so close to your birthday. So they already gonna be thinking about buying you something. But like, if you was just a random, not a Libra, what would you want somebody to get you for Sweetest Day?
I don't know, shit. I don't know for real because I'm not really Yeah. I don't really,
Is it like a take me to dinner type of thing? Cook me a meal, buy me a.
almost live whatever. Yeah.
Cause y'all don't want flowers and candy, do y'all? Men. Say
I
flowers to
mean,
your
I
job.
can't really speak and say that. I guess that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. Can I see that ginger ale? If that's okay with you. I guess that's okay. Sometimes some men don't really go against that kind of stuff. It's a 50-50 type of deal. It's so hard about stuff. Some dudes will be like, yeah, send me some flowers. Some dudes will be like, you know, especially at work. Some dudes will be like, that's the one. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes will be like, don't do that, because that's some female type stuff. So, you know, to each his own. Everybody got their own little thing. It's a thought that counts. I don't think no dude really goes without at a picky moment to be like, hey, but I said I wanted. No, I don't think that. So
Okay. So he just glad he got something.
he gonna appreciate that. It goes a long way. I ain't no dude thinking like you got me something and you done got somebody else something, somebody else. He ain't about to think that you done got something for multiple people. So to even be thought about in a situation, it's a standout moment, you know, because females ain't really like that. It ain't laying like that at the end of the day.
Females ain't laying like buying they dudes.
You not about to buy multiple niggas a gift on the sweetest day.
Oh,
It's the sweetest day. You
oh,
not about to be
oh,
like, I gotta get him something, I gotta get him something, I gotta get him something. It
Okay,
ain't that.
okay. But that's some shit a guy do for Valentine's
exactly.
Day, yeah.
I mean,
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So you about to think if you got something, it ain't nobody else got shit. You know, you stood out
That's
for sure.
funny. That's how y'all think.
So,
But I mean, no,
that's granted a thing.
yeah, definitely, but that's funny. Well, you know, every kiss begins with K, so kiss your man for sweetest day, ladies. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Get that man that Rolex. You know what I'm saying? Get him that little extra diamond stud or whatever. Or just take him to have a picnic in the forest. Whatever. You just take him for a hike. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all like. So yeah, obviously it's time to end this. You guys, we appreciate y'all for shooting with us in the gym. And we'll see y'all next week. Episode 37. Be ready. Okay, because I'm coming with the heat next week. Alright? TW always come with the heat, but I'm going to have, like, I want us to have gangs, structure. I want us to stop being so serious all the time where we, like, talking about so much negative stuff. So we're going to talk about kind of just doing a little bit of a, you know, restructuring of the show. So stay tuned for new positive changes here at Time to Talk It Out. And we love you guys. And we'll see you next week. Deuces.